Kim Kardashian's son is getting called out. We got to talk about this horrible situation that's going on. But before we get into this, hello, my name is Sebastian and I spill pop culture tea videos every single day. So if you're looking for a new messy bestie, you have found me, honey. Listen, I am so grateful and thankful to be spending the last Monday of the year with you all. And sorry, excuse the pimple cream, by the way, girl. It is the year of shedding. So even my body's shedding, honey. It is just going bye-bye, girl. I don't even know what's happening here. But I'm loving it, girl. Get rid of all the things that no longer serve you, honey. Listen, if you are looking for a new community with a new messy bestie that feels like we're on a FaceTime call, hit that subscribe button. All right, best friends. So we got to talk about Kim Kardashian's son. You know, this is one of those things where it is so, you know, it's so sad. And I thought it was really interesting for me to do this because as a gay guy who unfortunately had a lot of bullying when I was a kid, Kim Kardashian's son, Saint, is literally getting bullied, okay, for allegedly being gay. That's right, best friend. And as someone who grew up in this, I wanted to make this video because I pray that it lands on the people that are bullying this kid, okay? And I gotta say this, there was a video of Saint, okay, where he gets excited about what his Christmas gift could be. All right, that's it. And you should read some of the comments, okay? They are disgusting. And they're saying that his mannerisms, this and this and that and this. Let me tell you something, okay? How old is Saint? Let's just go here for a second. He is 10 years old. 10 years old. And this kid is getting called out because he raised his hand. And that is a mannerism according to a lot of these disgusting ignorance, okay? And of course, that has caused a huge thing with memes, with people making fun, with horrible name calling, and also very homophobic agendas. So let's talk about this. I am gay. I've known since I was a very little kid. And the way I got bullied was so disgusting, okay? And I'm sure we all dealt with some kind of bullying. Even if it's from home, from our own parents, from siblings, from school, from coworkers, whatever. We've all been in a place where we have been attacked, okay? I'm going to be very real with you when I say this. And this is the main reason I'm doing this video. Because you maybe feel a certain way about celebrities' parents, right? About celebrities, does not mean that should translate to children. The fact that there are people out here, grown people out here, making fun, guessing, homophobic, and just plain disgusting, sending these horrible comments to this kid, just speaks in the world that we live in right now, okay? You are worthless if you are doing this. You are literally bullying a 10-year-old child. Now, you're asking, Sebastian, why are you bringing attention to this? Because there's already millions of people making fun of him. And I'm going to be one of those people who I'm going to make a video and I'm going to tell you straight from somebody who was bullied for actually being gay, okay? Because, first of all, he is 10 years old. His sexuality, it shouldn't even be crossing your mind. That speaks more on you than it speaks on anybody else here. The fact that you're a whole grown-ass adult thinking or even wondering or even guessing or even commenting on a child's sexuality is disgusting, and you need help. Growing up, I was terrified to do anything that could ever bring in any type of attention towards me of being gay. I was terrified of doing it. I was so scared, okay? And it was seriously, it was the scariest thing in the world because I didn't want anyone to know. I was terrified. I remember in science class when we would learn about Homo sapiens, every single time the teacher would say homo, people would be like, Sebastian. I was 9, I was 8, I was 10, okay? So growing up in that horrible, horrible atmosphere where people were just tearing me down, And I hadn't even come out, and I didn't even come out till years later, was hell. So what's going on here is that not only are you sending a child hate, but other people who do have access to the internet are reading the horrible, aggressive tone that is coming behind your comments. And it's making them feel like, well, damn, I will never come out now. I have to hide even more. They're scared. You are literally scaring a whole generation of coming out, because they're going to be like, look at all these grown-ups making fun of a kid who just raised his hand, and they're immediately saying that he's gay. Imagine all the gay boys out there who are confused at this age, who don't know what's going on. Because I remember at 7 years old, I knew I was gay. But imagine how confused you must be. And then you stumble upon these things, or you hear other people making fun in your home of Saint, right, of this 10-year-old kid, and you're hearing your siblings, you're hearing your parents, you're hearing your classmates make fun of him, and you're like, oh damn, well, I gotta stay quiet forever. Be mindful of what you say. Be mindful of the hurt that you can cause. It is disgusting. He is 10 years old. Children shouldn't even be talked about in this manner. Okay, he was excited for his gift. Let children be, all right, period. Stop trying to throw this horrible, evil energy on children. This is why I always say children should be protected. This is why, in my opinion, I don't think that children should be on social media, because these disgusting lowlives have nothing else to do in their lives than come and make fun of children. So I'm sorry, best friends, but this needs to stop, okay? And I'm so glad that a lot of people feel the way I do, because the outrage that so many of you are letting the internet know that this is wrong, this is what I want to see. So we must encourage children, we must encourage kids, we must encourage everyone out there to say, hey, you know what? We have to let children be. If you're gay, that's fine. If you're this, that's fine. You find out. You ask us. Don't be afraid to let people know how you feel. Don't be afraid to try and connect with adults. We cannot do things that are gonna scare children off like this. And if they see you making fun of a stranger kid, they're gonna be terrified of what you're gonna think about them. You know what I mean? So we have to give a safe space for children to ask, to question, to find out, to explore, their childhood in the best way possible, without any fears, without any things holding them back, and without being scared that the world is going to reject them. Because that is why so many LGBTQIA plus children and teens take their lives, because they're terrified of coming out, because they're terrified of being rejected. And with comments like this, it breaks my heart, because I remember the fear I had going to school. I remember the how scared I was to go to school because of these children, and also because of the comments my uncles and my aunts would make about other gay people. I heard it all. So this has to stop. So if you're out there doing this, I beg you to seek help, because you are not well in the head. That's all I have to say. Saint, you be a kid, you be happy. Kim, you're doing a fabulous job, period. Love you all so much for watching. And please, let's give our children a safe, sacred space to be themselves. And if they turn out to be whatever, just love them, accept them, and embrace them, and let them know that they're safe. Please, as somebody who went through it, please, don't let children feel like they're alone on an island. I love you guys. Mwah. Bye.